What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? What is going on? I am so excited. I'm pumped. I made a promise to you guys last week that I would share my story about how Lynn and I have been getting some business grants for our companies, and our little story. I want to share how we got started so you guys can understand where we're at right now. And I want you guys to also better understand where you can be, because you don't have to take as long as I did. You don't have to go through 16, 17 years as an entrepreneur, and then one day you realize like, oh crap, I actually can get funding for my business and not have to pay this funding back like a loan, not have to, stress out about how am I going to make ends meet. I can literally fund my whole business for an entire year or more. So I want to share that with you guys real quick, because I think it's really important for you guys to learn some of the lessons I learned along the way. And the first lesson I learned, guys, is you don't have to do it the hard way. You don't. Absolutely. You do have to grind. You do have to work, but it doesn't mean you have to do everything the hard way. There are some things and there are some patterns for success that if you do it, you'll be successful. And it wasn't until COVID hit, you guys. When COVID hit, it rattled the whole country, right? The whole country was rattled, but especially California, the coast of California. And we were running a brick and mortar business. We had our fitness facility, and you guys know fitness gyms, we were shut down all across the nation. But here's the deal. Everyone was shut down. We were trying to figure out how we're gonna make things work. And I'm always trying to think of the positive side of things. Like when things happen, like what's the upside about this? Well, there's a couple upsides for me. Number one, I got over my fear of online businesses, right? I always wanted to go online with my coaching. I wanted to reach more people, change more lives, and transform people from coast to coast, from ocean to ocean. But I always doubted myself. I kept telling myself that you couldn't do it. It's too hard. You don't have the resources and you don't know what to do. So I believed that lie. I kept telling myself that. But when COVID hit and my gym was shut down, and people weren't coming in anymore because they couldn't, what do people naturally do? When they can't use your services, they naturally call you and say, hey, I need to go ahead and pause my membership. I need to go ahead and pause what I'm doing. So we were experiencing that. And of course, with a smile and as a good business person, you got to say, oh, I totally understand. I get it. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We were, kind of like looking at ourselves and checking ourselves like, well, what do we do from now? Just like a lot of you guys. Unfortunately, my gym was shut down for 9 months out of the year. 9 months out of the year. So I had to make some decisions. So I took a chance and I started running an online business, and it was going good. But, it still was hard. It was still a struggle because I was new. I was making the classic mistakes, and then all of a sudden I get this email, and this email, came down and said, hey, the county is giving away some money, for people struggling business owners. I'm like, oh, well, I'm a struggling business owner. So I took a few minutes, I applied. Next thing I know, a week and a half later, I get an email saying, congratulations, you were selected for this $2,500 grant. I'm like, $2,500? Are you kidding me? I was so excited, I couldn't believe it. I got $2,500 for free. Now, that's not a lot of money in a grand scheme of things, but in the time when your back is against the wall and you're fighting for scraps, that was a great blessing at the time. Next thing I know, I'm like, well, I'm gonna look for another grant. What else is out there? Well, I applied for another grant, $10,000. This is all within the summer, you guys, all within the summer. So that's $12,500 just in one summer. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, okay, wow, this grant stuff is legit. And I didn't know what I was doing, guys. I'm not a grant writer. I've hired grant writers in the past because, of course, I believe I didn't know what I was doing. I paid one lady $750 to write this 30-page book that did nothing for me. I still have that big PDF that's taking room up on my computer to this day. I refuse to delete that PDF because I paid $750 for something that did nothing for me. It broke my heart. And then I had the nerve to hire her, and I was paying her a couple $1,000s to apply for grants for me. We ended up with nothing, goose egg. And what I was told was, you just got to hang in there. Now, I'm not saying she was wrong, and I'm not saying she scammed me. What I am saying is I was down and out. My back was against the wall, and I didn't have the money to continue going. So I'm out, a couple $1,000, plus I got a $750 PDF that I could do nothing with, and I gave up. So when COVID hit, it changed everything. It forced me to face my fears. I started to do things I was afraid to do. I started coaching people online, and I realized, man, I love this. I love that I can talk to someone in Africa, Australia, England. I had I had people all around the world that I was actually coaching. So that broke down those barriers. I started applying for grants because I started to believe I can do it. So I don't know if you guys can see the pattern here. I started to dismiss all those fears, and it was fight or die. That's what it was. I chose to fight. I wanted to fight for what we worked so hard for. So I kept fighting, and I was getting grant after grant. So we did pretty good. We closed the year with just under, $20,000. So then the following year, 2021, I told my wife, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it a little more serious. I'm gonna really start working for these business grants. So I started to learn about these different websites. I started going on Grant Watch. I applied for the membership. I got on Grant Station, Amber Grants. I went on Hello Alice. I started applying to these different places. And what do you know? I'm getting these grants. I'm getting email after email. Congratulations, you got a grant. Congratulations. I'm thinking like, holy crap. But you got to remember, I'm still a novice. I didn't understand how you can actually get massive grants for your business. So I'm going to share that with you guys, but just hear me out. So I'm getting excited, I'm getting pumped. And then again, another good successful year. We made double. We made a little bit more than double than the first year we started applying for grants. So I was like, okay, 2022 is my year. We made almost $50,000 in grants. My second year trying this on my own, no training. I'm just reading articles. I'm watching videos. I'm studying things. I'm buying these little courses here and there. I'm a big fan of buying courses, you guys. I buy courses. Okay, I'm not afraid of that. And I learned a lot. And what I found out was grants are not just for nonprofits. It's helpful if you have a nonprofit, but grants are not for nonprofits. Grants are not just for businesses. You can get a grant as an individual. Let me ask you something. Do you do anything for your community? Do you serve the people in your community? I don't care if you pick up trash on a highway for Adopt a Highway, if you feed the homeless, you go to soup kitchens. Do you do something nice and good for people? Then you can be eligible for a grant. Are you a sole proprietor? Maybe you're a hairdresser. Maybe you're a barber. Maybe you don't have an LLC, but you have a sole proprietor and you got a tax EIN. You could qualify for grants. You are qualified. So let's take this thing a step further. What I teach people when I work with people and trying to get grants for the first time, I tell them all the time, look in the mirror and tell me who you are. Not your name. Tell me who you are. Are you a veteran? Are you a woman? Are you a minority? Are you service disabled? Do you have a disability? Are you a single parent? There's grants out there specifically for men. So there's grants out there for just about every category of person you can think of. You just need to know where to look. And once you find these grants, here's the secret, guys. I'm going to give you guys, you don't even have to get any of my courses that I make. You don't need that. What you need to do is listen up. You need to know how to share your story. You need to know how to tell people who you are, why you're in business, and what your business does to serve the people around you. That's what grants are for. Grants are not free money. It's not just a giveaway, like you're standing in a freaking money box, just grabbing a cash just because you applied and you think just because I applied, I satisfy the requirement. The grant makers on the other side who's reading this, they want to know your story. They want to know about you. And if you know how to write a grant to where you can write a compelling story about yourself, and show that this is heartfelt and we mean this. We truly want to help this community of people. I want to help, for me personally, I want to help people who are economically disadvantaged. I want to help people who are coming from the bottom and they need a hand up. Those are people. I want to help people who have families and are sick and tired of working a 9-to-5 grind, and they want to work for themselves. They want their time back so they can do the things that they love to do. So you guys are understanding my story. When I make posts and everything, I post pictures of my kids and my family because I want to attract people who are like me. I love my kids. I love time with my family. I love traveling. Like attracts like. Does that make sense? Like attracts like. I don't want to just attract people who just want to be balling out of control, driving Lambos. I don't drive a Lambo. No, I got a family van. That. And I love that stuff. I wish I had a tribe of dads that just got with me and said, Joe, let's do this. I want to take better care of my family. Because what difference would it make in your life if you were to come home with, in addition to what you already make, in addition to that, you're bringing home an extra $50,000, $75,000, $100,000. Well, last year, 2022, I did just that. I applied for a few grants. I was winning grants, and I went for the big one. I got a $100,000 grant for my business. It freaking blew my mind. I didn't know what to do. I was flabbergasted. All the while, all my friends and family, they're on social media arguing about politics and what president sucks and who does this and who does that. I'm applying for grants. I'm like, okay, y'all can have that. I got to get the business. Like this keyboard right here, this keyboard needs to be changed out 5 times over. I don't care. This keyboard has got me so many grants, y'all. This is my good luck charm right here. This is it right here. But what it is those grants has changed and developed my business in ways I can't even express. And I just basically took those lessons learned and I just share it with people. I'll share it for free. I don't care, because I think that every entrepreneur, we shape the nation. We are changing the world. We are the ones who are providing jobs. We're creating opportunities for other people, because as you grow and scale your business, well, guess what? Someone else is going to be needed in your business to work. You're feeding their family. So it's the gift that keeps on giving. So what I'm telling you guys is right now, you need to start thinking about it. Do you want to work hard forever? Do you want to grind forever and not understand, or just ignore the opportunities that's out there for you? Do you want to feel guilty for money that's provided to you so you can provide to others? You got to change the way you think of things. You got to change, I tell people all the time, like, oh, I don't want to hand out, I work hard for everything I do. Well, you absolutely do. And that's why these opportunities are here, because people like you work so hard. So take advantage of these grants while they're here, because if you don't use it, you lose it. We talk about, that's an old saying in the military. We say that all the time. Like, hey guys, you don't use it, you lose it. Figure it out. Use the tools you have, or you're going to lose those tools, because we're going to figure you don't need it. Then there's going to be less and less people giving grants, because less and less people are actually trying to get those grants. The SBA.gov website has a plethora of avenues to grants. Like I told you guys before, there's like these hubs. It's just like if you're looking for a home, right? You're looking for like a off-market home. You go to foreclosure.com. Well, foreclosure.com doesn't sell the homes. Foreclosure.com is a hub where all like the resources and the classifications for all these homes, it's all on that one site. So you don't have to go searching and trying to Google everything, right? Well, that's the same thing with the websites I just mentioned in this video. Grantwatch.com is a hub for all those grants. It breaks it down to every category: senior citizens, youth, homeless, black, indigenous, people of color. You got all kinds of different things. People with disabilities. You got tall people, short people. They got all kinds of categories, is what I'm getting at. So where do you fall in? Just get in that line. Get in the line that you relate to. Get in that line so you can get pushed to the front. All right. And there's opportunity for everybody out there. It drives me nuts when I see people think like, oh, well, because I'm not a woman, because I'm not a minority. No, there's grants out there for every category of person. You just got to look at your life and determine who you are. And then to take things further, let's look at your business. What type of business do you have? And can you articulate how your business serves the community, how you're bringing a gift to people in your state, your city, your county, your country? I don't know, but you got to find a way to where you can share your story and how you're making an impact on the world, and you're going to position yourself to get the grants that you want. And I see we're getting some questions in here and everything like this. Boom, this guy says, uh dude, I'm out in the field every day trying to help homeless people. I work in case workers, nurses, police officers, helping the homeless get the care that they need. That right there, John, I'm telling you, John, my man, you're hitting it right in the head. And if you can share that story about why you're doing it, who are you helping, that right there can position you in line to get a grant. It does it. So what I'm trying to say to all you guys is position yourself so you can win, because every business needs funding. The reason why most businesses fail is because they fail to plan and because they don't have finances. They don't have the funding. They're pulling from their pockets. They're pulling from their savings and retirements, and you can't do that to yourself. So I promised you guys I was going to come on and tell my story. I just want to share this with you guys real quick. I know it's late. I know you guys are eating dinner with your families. I want you guys to get back to your families. I want you guys to go ahead and mow this one over. I always tell people, don't think about it, take action. But tonight, I'm going to tell you to think about it. Think about what you're not getting. Think about how you're not taking advantage of the opportunity that's afforded to you. If you live in the US of A, you should be taking advantage of every opportunity that's been afforded to you, because people have fought hard for those opportunities. It is your responsibility and your duty to take advantage of that, because every generation wants the next generation to have it a little bit better. So don't deny what people fought so hard for. It's just like when people don't vote. I'm like, people fought hard for that. They wanted that opportunity from day one. And for you not to vote, that's like a smack in the face, right? So let's go ahead and stop smacking our ancestors in the face. And let's start telling them, you know what? You fought hard for this. I'm going to get it. You fought hard for these grants. And there's money that's been put in there by society. And I'll dish out to us business owners so we can help grow the economy and provide jobs and help families. Well, by golly, I'll take that. I'll take that. Change the way you think of it. You change your lens, you can change your life. That's exactly what I'm trying to get to you guys tonight. All right. So with all that said, you guys have an amazing night. We're almost halfway through the week, right? Tomorrow's hump day. So let's go ahead and have a strong rest of the week. Let's get things done. I'll see you guys on Friday.